Hello, hello. It's Lanissa, and I'm hanging out with my homegirl, Kate, today, and we are doing another episode of What's Hot and What's Not. And today we are talking about asking great questions. And the key to asking great questions is asking open-ended questions. It is crazy to me when I go into an office and one of the first questions I hear all the time from a rep or a liaison is, are things going okay? Yep. I mean, what's the customer supposed to say? Yes or no?
It's like when you meet somebody in the elevator and they're like, hello, how are you? Obviously you say, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
You don't say, actually, we're not doing too hot. Yeah. And that's the exact same response you're going to get from the office with a, how's it going?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So what's hot is asking open-ended questions. And some examples of good open-ended questions are, what are some ways that I can best serve you, or that our practice can best serve you? What are you looking for in a referral partner? Sorry, I can't talk today. Kate, what are some open-ended questions that you've used successfully in the field before?
Yeah. Questions that you kind of start at the top of the funnel, and then you kind of, funnel it down to more specific. You can ask industry questions, like, what are your thoughts on this new technology? Or if you've got a new technology in your practice and you're wanting to let them know for their patients, you can ask very broad questions about their thoughts on that. One of my favorite questions to ask, especially a more established doctor, is how has this changed since your time in practice, right? What have you seen change in the last 10 years? Because they're a fountain of knowledge and you'll learn a lot too, but it really is such a great question to open them up to talking to you about their expertise as well. Those are good ones. Asking, like, in the past, when you've done this, what's been great, what's not been so great? What is your office? How does your office like to work with us? Basically, like you said, keeping it it's kind of specific. It's way more specific than how's it going, but it's still broad enough that you can get some good information from them and not a simple yes or no or check the box answer.
Yeah. I also like to ask a lot, what's your experience been? Because it's kind of like, how's it going? But it's not just a yes or no or a fine, or, and nobody's going to tell you it's not fine because they don't want to open that can of worms. But if you say, what's your experience been, that opens the door to let them know that you really want to hear what their experience is, positive or negative. And so then they're a lot more comfortable sharing with you, you know what, these things have been great. Here's a couple of questions I have. Here's a couple of concerns I have. And so I've noticed that asking that question in that way does open the door for some good conversations.
Yes. Or even asking them too, what are your goals, or do you have any practice goals? Do you have any growth goals, retirement goals, right? Kind of just asking about their business, because that's their baby. Their business is their baby. And so the more you can ask about that and learn about that, the more you'll have information on how you can best help them reach those goals. Maybe you can be a tool to help them reach those goals. And asking demographic questions about their practice are very helpful for you to know, because, hey, maybe this practice doesn't have the kind of patients that you need, right? Or maybe they have a ton and they're not referring to anyone. Those are great things to uncover, and they're simple questions. Those are great questions for the staff. Yeah, kind of jumping around here, but those are great questions to ask that gatekeeper, that office manager, that front desk girl, to really get good knowledge about the whole enchilada, and not just, the doctor's opinions on things, but you get to get all that information and marry it together. Yeah. Not going to get that from how's it going.
Right. Absolutely. So if what's hot is asking great questions, then what's not hot is asking not so great, bad questions. And those are the closed-ended questions, such as, how's it going? Fine. Are you referring patients? Yes. Well, of course they're referring patients. They're referring them somewhere. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're referring them to you, but they are referring patients. So those are the kinds of questions that really don't get you the information that you need. They really don't establish a partnership with your referring doctors, but also they really don't instill that trust and that communication. And so it comes across as I'm asking questions, I'm trying to look like I care, but it comes across as shallow and hollow. Even if you have good intentions and you don't mean for it to, it comes across as a little bit shallow. So that is what is not hot, is asking those closed-ended questions. So do you have any closing thoughts on that, Kate?
The hot open-ended questions help you get information and build rapport. And those closed-ended questions, or those pointless questions, they do nothing but check the box. It makes you seem like you're checking off a list of questions to ask, like a survey or something. And so they really are pointless. Just save them. Don't waste your breath.
There's a reason they're called closed-ended questions, because they're door closers. So that's why they are not hot. So if you want to learn more, check out our website at lb.solutions. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye.